Good day everyone, I'm Lian Carissa M. Valiente, the first reporter of group number 7, and we're going to discuss about the organizational culture of schools. Now let's talk about the organizational culture. It reflects the feel, atmosphere, and character of an organization, encompassing many of the earlier notions of informal organization, norms, values, ideologies, and emergent systems. The term gained popularity in the 1980s due to influential books like Peters and Waterman in 1982, Deal and Kennedy in 1982, Auchi in 1981, highlighting that effective organizations possess strong and distinctive corporate cultures and that a basic function of executive leadership is to shape the culture of the organization. In other terms, organizational culture is the set of values, beliefs, attitudes, systems, and rules that outline and influence employees' behavior within an organization. Let us proceed with the definition of organizational culture. The notion of culture brings with it conceptual complexity and confusion. No intact definition for culture from anthropology exists. Instead, numerous diverse definitions can be found. Let us consider the following definition. First, we have William Auchi in 1981. He defines organizational culture as symbols, ceremonies, and myths that communicate the underlying values and beliefs of that organization to its employees. Second, we have Mintzberg in 1989. He defines culture as organization ideology or the traditions and beliefs of an organization that distinguish it from other organizations and infuse a certain life into the skeleton of its structure. Third, we have Edgar Schein in 1992 and 1999. Culture should be reserved for a deeper level of basic assumptions, values, and beliefs that become shared and taken for granted as the organization continues to be successful. And lastly, a general definition of organizational culture given by Hoy, Miskel, and Tartar in 2013. Organizational culture as a system of shared orientations that hold the unit together and give it a distinctive identity. But there are disagreements about what is shared, like norms, values, philosophies, perspectives, beliefs, expectations, attitudes, myths, or ceremonies. Another problem is determining the intensity or yung bigat of shared orientations of organizational members. Kung yung organizations ba ay mayroong basic culture or many cultures. Moreover, there is a disagreement on the extent to which organizational culture is conscious and overt or unconscious and covert. Ngayon naman ay dumako tayo sa school culture. Although organizational culture has become a fashionable construct for analysis and education, much of the recent discussion about school culture remains analytical, philosophical, and rhetorical rather than empirical according to C. Marion 2002, meaning there is a deeper study and not only based on expectations or observations. It is not difficult, for example, to use the research results on corporate cultures and effective schools research to know the meaning of an effective school culture. Here are the effective school culture characteristics proposed by Terence Deal in 1985. First one, we have shared values and a consensus on how we get things done around here. For example, the faculty and staff have different responsibilities or given tasks to be done. Second, we have the principal as a hero or heroine who embodies core values, since the principal is the one who is leading the whole faculty and staff on what to do. Third, we have distinctive rituals that embody widely shared beliefs. The members have different culture and everyone should respect each values and beliefs. Fourth, we have employees as situational heroes or heroines. because every employees have different work assignments and they are doing their best on their assigned tasks. Fifth, we have rituals of acculturation and cultural renewal. This pertains to the dominant beliefs they have. Kung sino yung mas nakakaraming kultura or paniniwala, yun ang kanilang ginagawa. Sixth, we have significant rituals to celebrate and transform core values. Ito yung mga mahalagang sinaselebrate nila according to their core values. Seven, we have balance between innovation and tradition and between autonomy and control. May collaboration between sa mga bago at nakagawi ang pamamaraan in dealing with each individual's task as a whole. And eight, we have widespread participation in cultural rituals. Participation of each individual with different cultural values and beliefs.
Core values for effective schools. What are the core values that transform a school into an effective institution? A school becomes an effective institution when it is built on certain core values. These values help create a strong foundation for learning and personal growth. Here are the important values. Number one, schools are for students. Experiment with your teaching. Teaching and learning are cooperative processes. Stay close to your students. Strive for academic excellence. Demand high but realistic performance. Be open in behavior and communication. Trust your colleagues. And last, be professional. It means these values are crucial for an effective school environment. When truly adopted, they create a supportive and successful educational setting. The slide 3, values versus slogans. True values versus mere slogans. Shared and inactive beliefs. It means for values to be impactful, they must be actively practiced and deeply shared, not just superficially stated. Need for cultural studies, importance of anthropological and sociological research, understanding basic assumption and common values. It means in-depth studies are necessary to understand how school culture operates and how values are practiced and perceived. Firestone and Wilson's framework content of school culture. There are two expressions of culture communication patterns. It means their framework involves analyzing what constitutes the school culture, how it is expressed, and how communication reflects cultural values. Symbols in school culture. There are three stories based on real events, blend of truth and fiction, myth, communicate core beliefs, not necessarily factual, and last, legend, retold with embellishments, reflect cultural values over time. So, stories help convey cultural values through engaging narratives that mix reality with imagination. Myth is reflect deep-seated belief in the school culture even if they are not factually accurate. And the last, legends, evolve with added details illustrating how cultural themes are perceived and adopted over time. Icons in school culture, examples, logos, mottos, trophies, physical artifacts that represent the school. It means icons are tangible symbols that communicate the school's identity and values. They visually represent what the school considers important and proud of. Rituals in school culture. Examples, award ceremonies, morning assemblies, annual traditions, and routine ceremonies and rites. Rituals are regular practices that highlight in the school's priorities and values. They create a sense of community and reinforce what is important in the school. School culture through artifacts and rituals. Artifacts, it means report cards, trophies, lesson plans. And rites and rituals, it means the assemblies, meetings, ceremonies. School decor and environment. School culture is often reflected in its physical aspects and regular activities, which reveal what the school values and prioritizes. Informal communication in school culture, like a hidden hierarchy of storytellers, spies, priests. Informal communication shapes culture, creation of myth and organizational stories. It means informal network and communication play a bigger role in spreading and reinforcing the core values of the school, often more the formal structures. And metaphors for school culture. Here the example of the following metaphors to describe school culture. Number one, the academy, focus on learning, principal as master teacher, and the prison, it means focus on control, principal as warden, the club, focus on fun, principal as social director, and the community is focused on support, principal as community leader, and the factory focus on efficiency, principal as foreman. So these metaphors help describe the different ways schools operate and how they are perceived, highlighting the various roles a principal can play. Metaphor examples. Academy values learning above all, academic excellence is the goal. Next, the prison, strict discipline and control, often seen as negative. And the club, it means emphasize social interactions may lack academic focus. And the community support a collaborative and nurturing environment. And the last factory, high, highlight structured and efficiency driven focuses on results. So each metaphor paints a picture of the school's atmosphere and priorities, helping us understand its culture and dynamics.
Now let's tackle the levels of organizational culture. But before we start, let us know first what is norm. So norm is a rule of established guidelines to guide the behavior and actions of individuals in a society or a group. Basically, norms are the unwritten rules or expectations that guide behavior within a group or organization. They directly influence how individuals act by shaping what is considered acceptable or unacceptable. In a school setting, norms should be truthfully crafted by both teacher and students to ensure that everyone has a say in the development of these guidelines, which can lead to greater adherence and mutual respect. Additionally, norms provide a cultural aspect of organization life. Then they respect the values or beliefs and behavior as well that are encouraged or discouraged within our organization, helping members navigate social interactions and align with the group's culture. Diagram illustrates levels of culture within our organization, specifically in the context of school culture and leadership. Here's a breakdown. First is deep, tacit, tacit assumptions to abstract premises. This refers to the underlying assumptions that are often unspoken but influence the culture deeply. They include nature of human nature, beliefs about whether people are generally good or bad, and the second one is nature of human relationship, the assumptions about how people interact and relate to each other. Then the next one is nature of truth and reality. Beliefs about how truth is defined or recognized within the organization. And the last one is relationship to the environment, how the organization perceives is the role or connection to the external environment such as community, education, or nature. These are abstract and operate at a subconscious level, influencing all behaviors, values, and norms within the school and environment. And the second one is values, conceptions of what is desirable. These are more visible than the tacit assumptions. Defining the organization considers important, thus values guide decisions and actions and include openness, trust, cooperation, intimacy, teamwork, and control. These values are also somewhat abstract but are closer to the surface than tacit assumptions. They help members of the organization align their behavior and decision making with shared goals. And the third one is norms. This is the superficial layer of culture where specific, observable behaviors reflect the deeper values and assumptions. These are the actions or expectation placed on individuals within an organization. In the context of school culture, the norms include supporting your colleges, not criticizing the principal, handling your discipline problems independently, offering extra help to students, and getting to know your colleges. So these norms are more concrete and provide tangible manifestation of the deeper values. Now let's move to the culture as shared beliefs and values. Culture consists of shared beliefs and values within a community or group. Shared beliefs values can evolve due to external influences in social changes. It shapes collective attitudes, behaviors, and social norms. So culture as shared beliefs and values as the underlying fabric that binds a group or organization together. It is not just about visible actions or spoken rules, but the deeper often spoken understandings that influence how individuals perceive their roles, interact with others, and respond to challenges. This shared culture shapes the way people approach problems, collaborate, and innovate, reinforcing what is important and valuable in their community. In organizations with strong cultures, their beliefs, their beliefs and values are held intensely, shared widely, and guide organizational behavior. A strong culture exists when core values and beliefs are deeply embedded and widely shared across the organization. There is a clear sense of identity and belonging among members of organization. So these shared beliefs and values are not just superficial or symbolic. They are held deeply and with conviction by all members from leadership to frontline workers. This alignment creates a cohesive environment where individuals feel a strong sense of identity and purpose. A strong a strong culture enhances commitment as everyone feels part of the larger collective with a clear direction. And also, a strong culture creates a consistency in behavior across the organization. Because core values are so widely accepted, they guide day to day decisions and interpersonal interactions and long term strategies. For example, if an organizational values transparency, employees are more likely to share information openly, leading to trust and effective collaboration. Additionally, members of the organization tend to hold each other accountable, reinforcing those shared beliefs and maintaining a consistent atmosphere. So basically, a strong culture provides a clear framework of how things are done with the organization. So basically, a strong culture provides a clear framework for how things are done within the organization. It establishes a shared understanding that shapes every aspect of organizational life, from communication to leadership approaches. This shared identity makes it easier to onboard new members as they quickly learn the core values and expectations, while also strengthening the bonds between existing members by creating a unified sense of purpose.